Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've been doing a little bit of cleaning of the Phoenix. We're getting ready for the Toyota Series Championship on Lake Guntersville in a couple weeks. Really excited for that tournament because I haven't had a tournament in November for a long time. I can't remember the last tournament I had in November. That's a pretty late tournament. So this will cap off the 2022 season, and I'm excited. This is a time of the year that you generally don't, have a lot of tournament coverage to kind of look back on, and so there's a lot of unknowns as to how the lake is going to be fished and how the tournament's going to be won. So I like those kind of tournaments where there's not a lot of information on it. So getting ready for that. But I had a question from Bass and Gal. They were wondering what my transducer situation was on the back of my Phoenix. I've got a Phoenix, 2022 Phoenix 921 Elite. And I've got both a HUMMINBIRD and mega imaging for that, and a LOWRANCE unit, and have both side scan, in all the different options for that unit. And her question really was revolving around, how do you not get how do you have it rigged so you don't get interference from both transducers, which is a really good question. And it seems like every single boat is a little bit different. We try to rig it exactly the same, every single time. And sometimes I've had a little bit more interference. And this time it seems perfect. Well, not exactly perfect, because I still seem to get interference. Like if I zoom out, if I'm using both side imaging, mega imaging and side scan at the same time, if I zoom out way out with either one of them, I start getting interference. Like if I go past 100 foot on either of them, I start getting interference, which is kind of weird, because I won't get any interference at 80 feet, but as soon as I go up to that 100-foot range, I start getting some interference bars on there, and it's just not as clear. So if I'm going to be scanning further than 100 feet, I'm probably just going to use one or the other, and not use both at the same exact time. But a lot of times, the HUMMINBIRD, I'm generally not zooming out that much, with the side imaging, the mega imaging, because mega imaging, because it is a high frequency, signal. It's not as efficient at going out really, really far. So it's really not all that great once you get past out 80 feet anyways. So I generally keep that one at a closer range to begin with, maybe, 45, 60 feet, something around there seems to be normal, just where the mega imaging is actually being useful for seeing little tiny details. So generally don't have that much of an issue, but if I do, and I am fishing someplace like going up north and fishing for smallmouth, one of the big deals is finding, isolated boulders and rocks. So sometimes I'll have my side imaging way, way wide, out to 200 feet to try to cover as much water as possible and to find those isolated rock piles. So I'll definitely just use one in that situation. But anyways, so let's hop right to it. So I will show you how we've got it rigged. And again, Jason at bassboatelectronics.com, he's the one that really, really got this dialed in, and the reason why we've got it pretty good. So as you can see here, we've got the LOWRANCE 3-in-1, and then behind it, you've got the HUMMINBIRD mega imaging transducer, and they're pretty much at the same exact level, which is really, really important, because you don't want those signals to cross each other, or one transducer be higher. So that is pretty much where we've got them. We've got them, you can see you've got the very bottom of the boat here, the bottom step, and so we're kind of on this back, right beneath the jack plate. That's kind of where we've got it, is this back plate right here. So not the bottom step, just right there. Now, you know, I'm not reading anything at full throttle. So when I'm on plane, these aren't reading anything. I do have a through-hole transducer, you know, in the bilge that I use for my, you know, on plane, you know, depth reading and things like that. One real quick tip when it comes to, you know, putting these on and installing them is finding the right angle. You know, what is the exact right angle for these to be set at, so you're actually getting, you know, the true bottom depth. And the biggest thing is to make sure that you know, you really can't tell when it's on the trailer, you know, before you put the boat in the water, you know, what angle you need to put these transducers at. But once you put it in the water, you'll start getting, you know, these watermarks, okay? And so you just end up, you know, putting these at the same exact angle, you know, put them parallel with those watermarks, and that will keep the transducer right at the right level when you're in the water and idling. So that's just a real quick tip. You know, Jason at bassboatelectronics.com, he's really you know, dialed this in, and he's done, you know, countless transducers on the back of the boat, and that's probably why, you know, we have such a great situation here where we don't have a lot of interference. Here's a look from this side, and as you can see, both of the transducers are pretty close to flush with this step right here, you know, and I have not had any issues hitting anything. Generally, if you're rolling over a stump or something, you know, the boat is going to start, you know, kind of rocking to the side, and the stump will kind of come this direction. So, you know, I have not had any issues hitting anything. Anyways, that is how we do our transducers on the back of this Phoenix. It's worked really, really well. Again, every single boat is going to be different, but that's how we do on the 921 Elite. So anyways, guys, if you guys are looking for the best in rigging, make sure you check out bassboatelectronics.com. They are awesome, and their customer service is second to none. So check them out. But hopefully this helps you rig out your boat and get good signals and good images off of your two units if you have two different units on your console. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. I'm going to see you out on the water. Take care.